So we're ready to start some word problems, and when you think about these word problems, essentially what you're going to have to do is take the situation that the word problem is about and try to come up with that sentence. The same type of sentences that we had in the example. You're looking for that sentence that will help you set up your proportion right here and then solve the proportion and answer the question. So let's look at number one. This is example two, actually. Sorry, this is example two. And example two is talking about commission. Now, if you have, if you know someone that works at a retail store or real estate, anything that's being sold, sometimes people work for a commission, which means that based on what they sell, they get a percentage of that amount. So, like if real estate, if they buy a house or sell a house, they get a commission or a certain percentage that they get to pocket based on the amount that that house was sold for. So in this case, in example two, you are working at a computer store where you earn 5% commission. That means that everything that you sell, you get 5% of that selling price that you get to take home, and it's your money. So the question is, how much do you earn when you sell a computer that costs $1,900? How much do you get to pocket from selling a computer that costs $1,900? So the question is, they're trying to figure out how much do you take home. The question is, what is 5% of $1,900? Okay? You want to figure out how much money did I just make off of selling that computer, so I need to know what is 5% of $1,900. And now you're set. This is just like the problems in example one. Well, think about your proportion. 5%, that's going to be the left-hand side, so that's 5 over 100. What is, we don't know what is, so our x goes in the numerator, and 1,900 goes in the denominator, because you got to remember that's the number that follows the word of. And now you're ready to go. You cross multiply. Let's see, do I have this one? Yes. 100 times x is equal to 5 times 1,900, which is 9,500. Divide both sides by 100, and you just made $95 off of that computer that is yours to take home. So that's how commission works, okay? Now, I'm about to erase this problem, so if you're still working it, you need to pause the video, because in about 2 seconds, it's going to be gone. All right. So let's look at example 3. Example 3 deals with purchasing something that is on sale. You know that when you go to a store, sometimes they'll have things that are on sale based on percentages. It's 30% off, 20% off. Well, in example number 3, Miko buys a camera that's 20% off the original price. So they must be running a sale at the Power Zone or something. Camera's on sale, 20% off. The original price of the camera is $79. So what Miko wants to figure out is, how much is she going to save? Not how much is she going to have to, pay for it. She wants to know how much she's going to save off of this camera. So she really wants to know, the question that she's asking herself is, what is 20% of $79? And then we set this question up, this proportion up, just like we did the commission problem. 20%, that's your left-hand side of the proportion. Okay? What is, that's our unknown, over 79. Cross multiply. 100 times x. 20 times 79 is 1,580, 1,580. Divide both sides by x. And you're left with $15.80. So ladies and gentlemen, that's not how much she's going to pay for the camera. If that was the case, then she could buy, 5 or 6 of them. This is how much she's going to save. All right, so listen closely, because this is real world. This is, the math that we do in our head when we're trying to figure out how much we're going to pay for a sale item. What Miko's going to do is she's going to take this cost, subtract it from the $79, and then she'll determine how much she's going to pay. This is how much she's going to save, so she subtracts this amount from the original price, and that's how much she's going to pay. All right? Now, I'm about to erase this. Let's do one more. Example 4. All right. It says 4 out of 200. Now, based on our previous lesson, you should know 4 out of 200, that's a ratio. I could rewrite this just like this. And you know what? Guess what? That's going to be part of our proportion. 4 out of 200. So it says 4 out of 200 radios that come out of an assembly line are defective. That means they don't work. What percent of the radios are defective? So they want to know what percent. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the X. X is going to be right here. What percent? That's our left-hand side. So that makes that ratio in the first sentence the other side of the proportion. So I can set up this equation just like this. If I want to know what percent, that means that you're looking for that numerator that goes over the 100. So now you're ready to go. 4 times 100, 200 times x. Divide both sides by 200. That gives you 2, but look at the question again. It says what percent. So you don't leave your answer as 2. You need to remember to put your symbol. And if you don't put your symbol, I'm going to mark you wrong. So these are a couple of word problems where essentially you're just trying to find the question that helps you set up the proportion that lets you find the answer. They're not difficult, and some of these are kind of fun because they actually are real life situations, things that you will have to deal with as you get older. So when you see these problems in your homework, don't skip them. Just read them and try them. They're not really that hard. All right, next we're going to talk about percent of change.